What's going on, career mode peeps, and welcome to another little episode, and we're up against RB Salzburg, I think is how you say it. And if we remember correctly, guys, the last episode, it was just a bad day at the office. We just struggled to get results. We lost to Salzburg. I believe we lost to another team, and we just weren't playing well. So today, I came in with a little bit more fierce and a little bit more just, you know, desire to win. I really wanted to win. I didn't want to get knocked out of the Euro League. This was the second leg of the Salzburg tie, so this was my home. Like, as you can see, the aggregate is now 1-1. I didn't get an away goal, and that plays a huge part in this game. Salzburg, obviously, if they get one goal, then they're instantly in a pretty advantageous spot. So I needed to play well, and I needed to play convincingly. You know, if I go 2-0 up and they get one goal back, they will go through because of that away goal. So it was going to be an interesting game regardless, and I was excited to see how well I would perform. Now, one of the big issues that I had last time was the fact that I really struggled to just find any sort of attacking opportunity, and that's not like me because usually my attacking is very strong and my defense is pretty weak. But I was playing really good, and look at this, Sturridge there. If I remember correctly, guys, you know, before I took that little break, those were the goals that were going in. I mean, that is like literally a sitter in my opinion. I think that's a really easy goal to get. But like I was saying earlier, if it does go to 2-1 like it is now, Salzburg will be going through. So I had to step it up, and I had to get that 2-goal difference now. I needed another goal, and it had to come from somewhere. As you can see, at that point, I was like, where's the penalty, ref? And I often do that with FIFA. I'm not entirely sure why. It blatantly wasn't even close to being a penalty, but at the same time, I would still shout in the desperate hope that EA would somehow be on my side with things. But it wasn't meant to be. Anyways, advantage was given my way, and Jovetic powers down the pitch. Muriel on the ball. He has got pace, but he's not got the pace that I remember him to have. He doesn't feel as fast as he used to be, but who knows? Maybe we'll give him, you know, a little bit longer to develop as a player. I still think he's only 84 rated, and that's not bad by any means, but I think he's got a long way to go. I like to see him when he hits that 87, 88 rated Muriel that we all used to know and love back in the QPR heydays where we used to enjoy ourselves. Well, I think he reached 90, you know. I think he reached a 90 rated player, and then he pieced out. One player that really didn't have that much an impact in this game was, in fact, Gareth Bale. He's my new signing. I picked him up for a fair wad of cash, but I really just didn't see him that much, and it was mainly my fault. It wasn't really him. It was more the fact that I didn't really play it to his side of the pitch too often. But Jovetic there muscles through the defender, and the big middle finger comes out to play as he smashes that one past the keeper. The keeper had no chance one-on-one. Jovetic has got a lethal right foot. But, you know, I say no chance, but hey, let's be honest, guys. We've seen, you know, Sturridge earlier on in the game. He missed an absolute sitter. So at the moment, my finishing abilities really aren't that good. And as you can see, just, you know, just desperate defending, because obviously if they get a goal back, then it's going to be a bit of an uphill climb, and it's getting late on to the game, so goals aren't going to be as frequent, I guess. But as you can see, they were putting on some great pressure, and that's exactly what I didn't want. That's, you know, in the 80th minute, they go and do that to me. That's just not what I wanted at all. So I had the rest of the game to just try and get something back. If it stayed like this, I would in fact be out of the game. So I put my sweatbands on. I needed this to go in. And who else besides Jovetic gets that winning goal, or not even the winning goal? I would have won regardless, but gets the goal that puts us through to the next phase. And it was, so we go through on, I want to say 4-2 on aggregate, or 4-3 on aggregate, or something like that. And it was just all round a really good game. Well, not a good game, but a very lucky game. I got very fortunate. Now, guys, oh my god, change the kit. Oh, it's so annoying, blah, blah, blah. Now, I understand you guys really despise the kit numbers that, you know, EA automatically puts on. So I decided, let's do something about this. I think I've only ever changed the kit numbers once before in my career mode. But I do it for you guys because you guys seem to prefer it when they don't have these really high sort of numbers. But that does mean, guys, I did just put a bunch of random numbers here. If you guys have any sort of particular number you would like to see a player on for whatever reason, then feel free to leave it in a comment. Maybe it was your favorite player's number back in his heyday or something like that. Let me know in the comments. I really would like to know, because that way it just makes it a little bit more fun. So for the sake of the video, I just put them to some random numbers for now, but hopefully you guys will be able to help me out and just give me some good numbers that I can put on some of these players for whatever reason that you guys put in the chat, in the comments. Another big thing, guys, that you said when I mentioned the fact that I had pretty much used up, you know, there was my budget is going to get reset at the end of the season, so I didn't really have 19 million to spend on anything. So I was like, right, well, let's hire some scouts. A few of you guys recommended that in the comments, so that's exactly what I went to do. And then I made a 7 million signing for that French scout who looks to be magnificent. He's got 5-star experience, 5-star judgment. Now, if you guys have been following my series at all, you will know that, you know, I haven't really messed around with scouts too often, so I'm quite excited to see how well my scouting network is going to do. I got a Spanish one as well. I believe he was something like 4 million or something around that. But I am so excited to see what they can bring back to me. My worst scout is in fact the English one there, George Sparrow. And I put him out in England, so that's always good to see. Nice to see. Hopefully he can bring back some good players. I think I made the criteria or the type of player very technically gifted. I just wanted to see what sort of feedback I would get out of that. But I'm definitely looking forward to my French scout, and the same with my Spanish one. Both of them are of a very high caliber, so I can't wait to see that. I also sent them out to scout players in their home country just because I figured it would probably be a little bit better considering that's where they're from, so hopefully they can gather me some players from there. But that'll do it for me for this episode, guys. Of course, if you are a career mode fan, then leaving your support by dropping a like or a comment or something like that would be very much appreciated. I just can't wait to show you guys more of this series. It's going to be a good one. Until then, guys, I catch you in a bit. Bye-bye.